Evening, heathens. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. So, as you can tell from the clapper, we are doing the end of year book tag tonight. So, it is already the middle of November. Where the hell has November gone? It is speeding towards the end of the calendar year. And I wanted to get on the end of year action. So I'm going to be doing the book tag today I've got the questions up there, so I'm kind of staring over your head there. I'm surrounded by books. Let's just say that in the next month and a half, I'm going to be reading till my eyeballs fall out of my head, and that would be quite fun, so I might film that if that actually happens. Real life horror for your entertainment. I have so many books I want to read, so I did my TBR in terms of like all the vampire books I want to read before the end of the year, and I've made a start in that, but there's still quite a few to go there. There's loads of fantasy books that I want to read, lots of kind of new releases and things that I'm excited about, and then there's a lot of authors that I want to read. So let's just get into the prompts for this particular tag, and like I said, I might go blind doing this. So the first question is, are there any books this year that you've started and you still need to finish? So yes, is the answer. So I have a few. Maybe anybody have a few. So the first one is Bringer of Dust. It's she chunky. She got big thighs and she cannot lie. No, this is a very chunky book. This is actually the second book in a series that I absolutely love. So Ordinary Monsters, yeah. Hello. She chunky too. So this was the first book I read this year. So this is the first book, Ordinary Monsters, by J.M. Mira, and this is Bringer of Dust, which is the second book in the series. I adored this, and I really want to talk about the series because it is so underhyped. I never hear anybody talking about it, and it is spectacular in my opinion. So I do want to finish the second book. I have started it, but I'm like on page 56. I mean, it's so good. The first one, it was like, it flew by, but she chunky. Then I am 2/3 of the way through Nocticadia. I just adore this book. This is, I know it's already a 5-star. It's going to be like a 6-star book for me. Everything I love, but this Kerry Lake book is just my dream of a book, and I want to finish it ASAP. I'm actually, weirdly, purposefully taking my time because when I really love something, I kind of want to savor and enjoy it. So with this one, I am purposefully going slow, but I definitely will finish that one before the end of the year. Then this one I've literally just started as well, and this is on page like 47. This is by Kat Dunn. So this is Dangerous Remedy. Dangerous Remedy by Kat Dunn. This is book 1 in a 3-book series. It's kind of a fantasy series set around the French Revolution, and the reason I kind of started this was because I wanted to see if I wanted to purchase the second book, because there was a signed edition, which is just sitting behind you there. And you can tell it's late, right? That was a signed edition that's now on the floor. But I wanted to see if I wanted to buy that. So I kind of had to start this one to see if I liked it. I loved it. I am obsessed with Kat Dunn. She's going to be one of my author spotlights, so I want to read all of her books. So this one needs to be finished. And then talking about author spotlights and reading all of their books, I'm only a few pages into this. This is The Wolf and the Woodsman by Ava Reid. This will be my last Ava Reid book because, spoiler, she is one of my authors of the year. She's one of my authors of all time. She's written 2 of my all-time favorite books now. So this is the last one of hers that I have not read, and again, I will be doing a Kat Dunn spotlight. So the next question is, do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? And that is actually this one as well. So this is The Wolf and the Woodsman. Because it's kind of a fairy tale and in a forest, I feel like it's quite autumnal, but kind of transitions from autumn into that sort of winter atmosphere is what I'm getting from this book. So this is kind of my transitional book through the season. Then the next one is there a new release that you're still waiting for? So, yes. And literally, I think it's been released tomorrow. It's being released tomorrow. I have it on order from Waterstones. I'm hoping I will get it tomorrow. And that is a new Carissa Broadbent. Okay, so Ashes in the Star-Cursed King was the second book in the Crowns of Nyaxia series, and I read this one. I absolutely loved it. I adored the first book, and of course I am highly anticipating the third book, which will be coming out, like I said, tomorrow as this is being filmed, and I'll probably actually post this video tomorrow just for funsies. So yeah, I cannot wait for this book to release, so I'm very excited by that. Then the next one, is there a book, oh no, what are the 3 books that you want to read before the end of the year? Cheating a little bit here. So I'm not picking 3 books, I'm picking 3 authors. So those 3 authors are, and there's numerous books by, anyway. The first author is Kari Lake. So obviously I spoke about Nocticadia, Six Star. And I immediately went and purchased 2 more Kari Lake books. So this one is Nightshade and this one is Anathema. Again, she chunky. I am not sure if I'm going to get through them. I really want to. I really want to. This has a second book if I enjoy the first one. There is something about Kari Lake's writing and her very kind of dark gothic style stories and setups that every time I read one of the synopses of a Kari Lake book, I lose my mind and must purchase it. So I am kind of hoping that these are going to be good. I sort of feel like they will be. And I really want to get to these books. Then the next author is, I'll pick up all 3 of her books. One of these I've read, 2 of these I have not. So no, that's the one I haven't read. Let's pick up the one I have. So this is Lyndall Clipstone and this is Lake's Edge. And you will be hearing more about Lake's Edge in my Lyndall Clipstone video, as well as my year-end videos and my Gothic fairy tale videos, because this has become one of my all-time favorite books. And it is this dark Gothic fairy tale romance that literally had me in tears, that broke me, that I adore with all of my heart. And there is a sequel called Forest Fall, and I'm going to read that before the end of the year because I need to know what happens. And then this is her brand new book. This is Unholy Terrors, and this is part of my vampire reading before the end of the year. And again, I actually have this on audio. Now, these kind of books I prefer to read physically. Audiobooks, I usually put on something sort of fluffy where I don't really have to concentrate. With these ones, her writing and these books, but I wanted to get a taste for it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I really like it. And I am thinking that maybe I'll do one of those like immersive things where I'll listen to the audiobook and I will read at the same time. But just listening to the audiobook, I was already like, oh yes, I'm gonna love this. So she is my next author. And then my third author is the incredible, fantastic, wonderful Carrie Maniscalco. This is going to be another one of my author spotlights for next year. I actually, The Last Kingdom of the Wicked book I have to finish as well. Well, I want to finish. I've been sort of putting that off because I don't like endings. But I'm going to finish that, and then I'm going to move on to Throne of the Fallen and Throne of Secrets, which are her kind of spin-off adult romantasy series from the Kingdom of the Wicked series. And they involve the 7 princes of hell. This one focuses on Prince Envy. This one focuses on Prince Gluttony. And I'm really hoping that in future we will get all 7 of the Princes of Hell. The first series, of course, focuses on the wonderful Prince Wrath. Right, the next one. Is there a book that you think could still shock you and become your favourite of the year? So I really do think any of the ones that I've shown you, any of the Kari Lake, Forest Fall, Unholy Terrors, I think the 2 Carrie Maniscalco books, any of those could become my favourites, but I thought, you know, why stop there? Another author, it was only because I had to go in threes, another author that I want to finish, whose book broke me and I loved and shook me to my core was, I don't know if you can see it up there, it's An Academy of Liars by Alexis Henderson. I have always had House of Hunger on my shelves. Well, I've had it for a while. I am going to be reading this as part of my vampire reading for the end of the year. And then the other Alexis Henderson book that I need to read is The Year of Witching. So witches and vampires, 2 of my favourite things in the world. This will not be a hardship. And I will be doing an Alexis Henderson video as well. And these might become my favourite of the year. Because as much as I loved Academy of Liars. And then another one, and this one kind of is a little bit of a wild card, but I thought, why not throw it in? This is Thirst by Marina Yuvsuk. Oh, I am so incredibly sorry. I really need to learn how to say that because I am butchering her lovely name. But this is a translated work. And again, this is a vampire novel, but it's kind of been billed as a literary feminist kind of vampire novel. And it's they say it's genre blurring novel. I saw the word gothic. I saw the word kind of going through centuries of a vampire's life. And I was like, yeah, that has my name on it. So again, this is in my vampire TBR, but I'm thinking this could shock me and become a favourite because it has a lot of the things in it that I like, so you never know. And then the last question is, have you started making plans for 2025? I have indeed. So I think you actually heard some of those there. So I'm going to be doing quite a few kind of author spotlights, talking about my favourite authors, talking about my favourite genres. There's loads of books that I want to read. I'm really kind of honing in on what I like and going back to my roots in terms of vampires, fantasy, witch fiction, that kind of thing. Weird girl, lit fic. You know, there's a lot of things. There's also, I want to do a lot focus on series and actually starting and completing series. Because as you may have seen there, I have this propensity to start a series, really love it, and then be like, I don't really want to read the next book, or particularly if it's the last book, because then it's going to be over. And like I said, I'm not good with endings. Actually, that reminds me, The Foxglove King, because the Foxglove King was a book that I read that I adored. So The Hemlock Queen is another one that I need to finish. But those are some of my plans. I'm also starting to plan videos and things I want to do on the channel. I like doing stuff like this that's like in the zeitgeist and popular, but I kind of also want to do some more original stuff, again, a lot more around my loves and interests and around more gothic stuff, the occult, witchcraft, all of that kind of stuff as well. So I'm planning that. I'm basically planning to read, again, till my eyeballs fall out. I'm going to be redoing my backdrop a bit over the Christmas holidays so that I don't literally just sit and read. So yeah, there's loads and loads of plans for next year. I cannot wait. I hope you all join me on the channel. Let me know what you've got planned. Let me know what you're still reading and want to get to before the end of the year. I'd love to see kind of your answers to some of these questions. And like I said, yeah, thank you so much for joining me. We'll see if I still have eyesight left in the next few months. And I'll be reporting back on all of these books. So thanks for joining me. Bye.